it's a felony amount.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so once it's over 750, it might tie our hands a little bit as far as how if it was misdemeanor. Probably based on speaking with you, definitely probably wouldn't be going to jail for sure. Good. What's up?
Got this associate who has been committing refund fraud.
Okay, so tell me what happened.
He works customer service, brings up refund with no customer there, takes his phone, reaches around, puts the refund on his contactless phone.
What's he refunding? How's that work?
He keys in $25 grocery, $25 grocery, $25.
You don't have to have a receipt to scan or anything? And so he...
Then just turns, because once you turn a refund, now your register's over 25 because we're supposed to be giving it to a customer, right? So then when he takes it, it makes it even.
So when he brings it up, has $25 refund.
Here, I'll show it to you. This is what it looks like.
I should probably make glasses up here. Okay. So grocery food refund, right? Mm-hmm. Order total $25.
Mm-hmm.
Grand total, and then was this just the fact that it's been given back?
Yeah. On this one, he took cash. Sometimes you'll see if you're on here, there'll be.
So you don't have to provide a receipt to get a $25 refund?
Oh no.
Like, hey, here's a receipt for whatever.
We get a refund for anything, anytime.
That's not smart, huh?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
But that's I'm loss prevention. They're retail.
Yeah.
It's a holdover from a long time ago, but our Publix culture is such that we want to continue to give our customers a refund.
I work at Publix or shop here. 10-4. We're going to be upstairs in the upstairs management office.
Bottom line is I have 42 refunds for 1,030. Got the
So-
video of every one of them.
So when the drawer is checked, I'm assuming there will not reflect.
No, it balances. So if you do a refund and you don't give the refund to the person, it'll be over that amount because
it'll be over. But
it's
he
a
takes
difference.
it. But if he takes it, but if you take it,
then it becomes
then
even.
it becomes
So
okay.
the register's been even all those times.
So how did you become aware of this?
We have an exception-based reporting system that flags people that are doing excessive refunds that look suspicious. We have certain things we look for.
So what flagged you?
Grocery, food, $25, and a multitude of them.
So he's only done that, like transactions for 25.
Every one of these was for $25.
Did it mix it up at all?
It made it real easy.
So when did it start?
Beginning of March.
Mm-hmm. And then when
Let's
did
put it this way. That's all I have video because my video.
Yeah. When did you become? So you became aware of beginning of March, and
No,
when?
I became aware of it last week when we identified it in our exception-based reporting.
That he was doing a lot of these transactions.
1048 popped up, and it takes a while to dig in and find it, and then you start looking at video, and then all of a sudden,
So you have video.
So that was on 4/24, and today I'm interviewing, so it's been 6 days since I found out.
And what has he said?
He admitted to it.
And it's over. How much is the total of this?
1,030.
Okay. And you want him to go to jail?
Yes,
Okay. You want to write a statement and all that stuff?
I have to. We have
Okay.
to do, sir.
All right. So, what he's doing, and I can take primary. You can take him to jail for me. It doesn't really matter to me.
Oh, just where you can send us
You
on
have
the
to
calls
wait
on
for
the
me to
mouth.
write it. He started at the beginning of March. I guess you do what do you call it again? A refund transaction.
Yeah, refund.
So no customers there, right? He keys in $25 refund, and either takes the cash himself or puts his phone over the scanner and scans the $25 in back onto his whatever checking account or service.
Apple Pay, I think.
And I guess it will go undetected until something flags it in their system, which he eventually found.
Okay.
And then started to look into, and I guess beginning of March until now, he's been,
And since March, it's $1,000 $1,030. You said
42 refunds
since March.
since March.
$42,000. Okay.
42 refunds for $1,000. 1,030.
1,030. Right.
so he's admitted to it. I haven't spoken to him. But that's kind of where we're at. And they want him to go to jail, obviously. You heard that.
Anyone else in here or no?
No.
A Publix, Florida, a customer service register, and an employee who spent 5 years earning trust, then 2 months stealing it back, $25 at a time. The charge, grand theft under Florida Statute, Section 812.014. Theft of $750 or more is a third-degree felony in Florida. At $1,030 across 42 transactions, the suspect cleared that threshold by nearly $300. The method: no receipt, no customer, no witness. A $25 grocery refund keyed in, collected via Apple Pay or cash. The register balanced every time under Florida Statute, Section 817.034. 42 identical transactions are not a mistake, they are an organized scheme to defraud. Miranda warnings were delivered before questioning. Miranda versus Arizona, 1966. The suspect did not invoke his right to silence or request counsel. Under Berghuis versus Thompkins, 2010, continuing to speak after a valid advisement is an implicit waiver. Every admission that followed was legally obtained.
In there for you, so we don't.
They're calling the victims in the county?
What's up, man? How you doing? So I guess I was talking to loss prevention guy. Basically, while we're here, trying to figure out what's going on. But before we talk to you, we have to read your rights.
Colonial address. He actually went to our house.
Right, so you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand? Alright, anything you say may be used against you. Do you understand? Right. You have the right to an attorney before and during question. If you cannot afford one, one can provide it to you. Do you understand? Okay, have I promised you anything to talk to me? Have I promised you anything to talk to me in reference to this? Alright, do you understand your rights? Okay, so basically he's saying that there's 40-something transactions, I guess, that you're creating and then refunding to yourself. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you know the exact amount?
$1,030.
That's what he said. Is that you agree with that amount?
Yeah, I don't know the total amount.
Okay. Alright. And what, were you just like, I guess, ringing stuff up and then were you taking cash or were you like putting in your account? How's that working?
I've done both. Put it back on my card, cash.
Like debit card or
Yeah, Apple Pay.
Apple Pay? Okay. How do you do that? Like, how do you put it back on your, when you do a refund, how do you put it back on your Apple Pay?
Just to double click my phone and hold it to the pen pad.
So you just, like, is it like a QR code you scan or something? Yeah.
When just like that and hold it to the pen pad.
Oh, and it just it refunds it like cash. So it goes to your Apple Pay account
No, it doesn't.
or your Apple Wallet or whatever.
It just goes to my
Check
debit
in.
card.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like getting cash. All right.
The confession was complete. 42 transactions, $1,030, Apple Pay and cash, both methods confirmed on camera. Under Illinois versus Gates, 1983, probable cause is a totality analysis. Exception reports, video, a prior employer admission, and a voluntary on-camera confession. Probable cause here was established decisively. The officer correctly identified the Florida felony threshold on scene, $750. At $1,030, this was a third-degree felony. Once the employer filed a criminal complaint, arrest was not discretionary. The officer's handling calm, non-coercive, procedurally sound preserved the integrity of the confession. Officer, A-. Miranda delivered, felony threshold correct, no coercion, clean LP coordination. Deduction, abbreviated Miranda without explicit per-element verbal confirmation, is a procedural gap, survivable under Berghuis but not best practice.
So they want to press charges. I'm just going to call my supervisor real quick and see, you know, the difference between, I guess, going to jail and and you sending it to the state and letting them figure it out, okay? So just hang tight real quick.
You got your ID?
No.
You have a Florida driver's license, I'm assuming, right? All right. What's your first name?
Carlos.
You have a Florida DL, right?
Zone 2.
Florida driver's license.
Teletype
yeah,
north.
Okay. You gone to jail before? No? How long have you been doing this?
What, working here?
Well, how long have you been working at Publix?
5 years.
When did you start doing this?
Couple months ago.
Not a good move, huh? Yeah. Are you full time here?
Right now.
Yes, sir.
What is there? Are they gonna fire you?
Contract 23
Okay, I
uniform.
did.
I'm sorry, man.
So, whatever. There's nothing to be sorry about.
I hate seeing somebody that's obviously not, previously been doing, the thing. How old are you?
26.
Yeah. I hate to see that.
There's a contract 22 uniform.
I hate to see that, man. We're used to dealing with people who do the wrong thing a lot. So, doesn't sound like this is the case.
That's what I'm most likely going.
Huh?
I'm going to jail.
I can't tell you right now. He's going to ask our supervisor and see if we can do it a different way. It's a felony amount.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so once it's over 750, it might tie our hands a little bit as far as how if it was misdemeanor, definitely based on speaking with you, definitely probably wouldn't be going to jail for sure. But we'll see.
Assault with weapons and attempted kill. The record found for jail in Florida.
It's equal 17, but I don't have a cage car. So,
Neither do I. Oh, wait, I mean, I can't leave here.
right, you're off duty, okay. So I'll ask for a 40. Do you have statements and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you
Mind if I get
driving?
one? It's a supervisor car, but it's a spare. So, yeah, doesn't have anything. Charlie 27, can I get a signal 40?
I'll go downstairs. So I'm trying to run them. You got your phone number? I'll send you this info.
Yeah.
I'll be back up in a minute. I gotta get some paperwork for you to write a statement for me. Okay. Yeah, I know it's kind of policy is policy. It seems like he's pretty remorseful and doesn't have a history of this and never been arrested. So it sucks to see somebody that's been here for a while do this. I'll be back up.
You're being placed under arrest. You just leave your phone right there. Okay. You want to use your house?
Yeah. Put your hands like you're praying like this together, like that. There you go.
I'm sorry?
We couldn't do it outside.
Well, I mean, we'll have to walk you. We can't do it outside with you
There's an
now.
emergency door downstairs.
But we're going to walk you out, like
won't
the
go
side.
through
So
there.
we're not going to go through the lobby, okay?
No.
Loss Prevention Manager, B+. 42 documented transactions, video, prior admission solid preparation, deduction, stating the employer's preference against jail, within earshot of the suspect during active interrogation, creates the appearance of inducement, a Fifth Amendment vulnerability, suspect, C-. Cooperation and remorse after discovery count in sentencing, and they did here. But 42 transactions over 2 months is planning, not impulse. The amount exceeded the felony line. The method showed intent. First offense saved him from incarceration. The record remains. 3 takeaways. 1. $750 is Florida's line between a citation and a permanent felony record. 2. Miranda attaches at custody, not formal arrest. Silence is always the legally correct choice. 3. Exception-based retail systems flag patterns automatically. No scheme runs undetected forever. It runs until someone reviews the data. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to examine in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our second channel, Street Bodycam, for more police interaction and courtroom content.